How's everything going with you?
Okay. I think mine rose too much.
Yeah, could happen.
You see that?
I can't. It looks pretty high up there, yeah. Hey, that's all
Plus
right.
it's stuck to the plastic wrap.
Yours did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mine did the same thing.
Oh, man.
I'm just sticking to my homemade beer.
Hey,
There you go.
How is it?
David wants to know how it is.
It's not bad. It's good. So,
Yeah, it didn't occur to me about it sticking to the plastic wrap because I use this, so it just sits above it. But Alice actually had the same problem. She just texted me, so I'm like a little worried that everybody's going to have all these mangled breads.
Mine still looks like it's bubbling though.
That's good.
Is that okay?
Yeah, totally. Keep that nice and active. You just have a very flattering picture. You're like, look at my nose.
I'm trying to figure out how to.
All right. What you guys been doing all day?
We went
Cleaning.
for a walk.
Nice. Where'd you go for a walk?
Out of the park.
Capron.
Yeah.
It's a nice day. We went for a walk too. Nice and sunny. It was
Yeah.
actually kind of hot in the sun. We ate lunch outside.
It's a little cool here.
Yeah. Yeah, but in the sun it's good.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I'll have to have another one of these when we have the focaccia.
Yeah, that sounds good. Is that the Irish red?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we went to the liquor store. There's a wine store near us that what they've done is pretty smart. They've set up a table outside of their front door, so you go up to the table and you place an order, and then they go in the back and they get it, and then they check out right there. And you check out with Venmo, so you don't even have to like touch any cards or money or anything.
I just go to the fridge and pick up one of my 47 bottles.
There you go. Maybe you'll have to do a beer making class sometime then.
Yeah, right. Oh. Have fun, guys.
Thanks. Alice, did you recover it? Still alive? Looking good. Yeah, you're not the only one that had to stick to the plastic wrap. Did anybody else have that problem? So I know that Eric did and my mom did.
Cigarette?
That it stuck to the plastic wrap and covered it.
Oh, yeah, I just left the tea towel on. I probably shouldn't have done that, but.
Did you take the tea towel off? Is it stuck?
No, it didn't stick. It was sitting high enough that it didn't stick. So anyway,
cool.
no sticky problems.
Good, good. Yeah, it didn't occur to me to warn people of that because I have like a plastic cover that I put over this, so it's like it sits high up.
Yeah.
So sorry about that, everybody.
That's gonna figure in your Yelp review.
I know. I'll give you your money back. All right, I think this is everybody. So, how's all your dough looking? Is it active? Is it bubbling? Is it like fluffy? What's it look like?
Mine's bubbling.
Nice. Yeah, so I think Jenny's got a picture of mine, so you can see we've got some bubbles in there, and then kind of around the edges. That's where a lot of times you'll see the bubbles first are on the edges, or you might see some big ones in the middle. So that's a pretty good sign. If yours is not quite as bubbly as this, that's totally fine too. Mine's was very active today.
Can you show us your pictures, Jenny? Oh, who had the bubbling one?
Yeah, so go to the in gallery view or whatever, you can probably see it.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah.
That's mine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, the jewel. Yeah, got it. Nice. Yeah, I don't know about that. Mine's has got a few bubbles.
Yeah, that's cool. And then remember, as it oh yeah, you definitely have some in there.
Yeah.
And as it bakes, you're gonna get. Hey, Maddie.
Dave.
We got a guest baker on the line today. Yeah, so as it bakes, you'll also get what they call oven spring. So it's sort of when the water inside of the bread starts to evaporate, it bumps it up too. So that you always get a nice rise in the oven for that.
All
right. Yeah, that looks pretty bubbly too. Looks like it recovered all right.
So you don't think I need to wait longer or anything? I can just do the next step.
I mean, that's kind of up to you. I guess See, it looks to me like it's still bubbly and stuff. As long as you haven't lost a lot of air and stuff in it, I think.
No, I think there's plenty of air.
Yeah, so then you're good.
Okay.
Is there a danger in not cooking it now? Because we weren't going to eat till later.
Yeah, no, it's that's fine. How long are you thinking?
Maybe 2 hours.
Okay, yeah, I would. How does yours look? Anyways, is it super active? Is it super bubbly? Because you put regular yeast in yours, so it's probably really kind of hyperactive.
I mean, it looks good. It looks, I can show you. I mean, it looks like yours.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that if I was gonna let it sit for an extra 2 hours or something, I would probably keep it somewhere cooler, you know.
Yeah.
And then that'll just slow it down, and that should
Well,
be fine.
you also, like, what time are you going to eat dinner?
Oh, let's say I wanted to eat at 7.
Because you want it, I mean, you don't want to eat it directly out of the oven. You're going to need for it to
Right.
cool a bit, right?
Right. So you figure it's gonna take a half hour for it to bake, and then probably 10, 15 minutes for it to cool, and yeah. There you go.
So,
You can always bake it too, and then when you're ready to eat, just put it back in the oven to just warm it up. You know.
I imagine it's good when it comes out, but how is it like the next day? Like, does it get hard or?
So I think that it'll probably be good for like 2 to 3 days. I'd say, wrap it. I saw some people say wrap it in tin foil. I think you could also put it in like Tupperware or plastic wrap or something would be fine too. Or just cover it, cover the thing with plastic wrap. You probably get 2 to 3 days out of it that way. I think if you're looking at trying to keep some of her longer, I would cut a chunk off and put it in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then that will reheat well. Take it out of the freezer, maybe put it in tin foil and put it in the oven or something for a few minutes.
I bet it would make good croutons.
Croutons, certain.
They're not going to want to waste it on croutons. You want to just eat it.
Good
Yeah.
sandwiches.
There are 4 of you at your house. It'll be gone soon.
Yes.
I'm worried because I don't know how I'm going to eat all of it.
Yeah. All right. Shall we get to the fun part here?
Well,
All right. Let's see. I'm going to get the olive oil.
Alice, thanks for the tip.
What's that?
Star Market.
Yeah.
How did you go in the?
The last lot.
The last one.
Star Market in TD Garden. Yeah, fantastic. Cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good thinking. Cool. All right. So first we got to dimple this thing. So that means we're going to just make a bunch of indentions in it. So you're just going to wet your hands and then like you're playing piano, just boom, 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 get in there. Press all the way down to the bottom. And that's going to end up filling up with olive oil and filling up with your toppings, and it's going to be delicious. So
Is there such a thing as too many?
probably not. Should feel pretty funny. Should be like, if yours is like mine, it should be like all like pillowy and marshmallowy. This is the hands-on part of the show. I would just make sure there's like a bunch of them. You get them all around up to the edges. Get in there. You can see like some bubbles pop out when I do that. Yeah. Looking pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Looks good.
Yeah. Cool. And that kind of gives the focaccia, it's like kind of telltale look. And so we got that. Then I'm just going to take my olive oil and kind of just drizzle that all over it. Whoa, looking good. That'll work its way down into the nooks and crannies and all the grooves. It'll kind of soak up in the bread. And then we just start topping this thing. I got tomatoes, so I'm just going to push some tomatoes down into those grooves as well.
Question.
Yeah.
What if my dough is coming up with my fingers when I'm doing the indentation?
Put some more water on your fingers.
Okay, that's all. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, if you noticed when I had done that, I stopped to like dip my fingers in water like 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
What's everybody having for dinner? What are we doing? Pasta with
Angel
mussels?
hair pasta with
Yeah.
mussels and a white wine sauce with cheese and tomatoes.
There you go. And a side of focaccia.
Mostly we're having focaccia for dinner,
Mm.
and then there'll be like some other pasta on the side.
I was debating going to Monument for salad so that I would have something to offset the carbs, but I like your style.
There you go.
Yeah, I was also planning on doing a no carb thing, and then my brother sent me a picture of his pasta and shrimp scampi, and I was like, okay, carb on carb, done.
Get some of this stuff on here. Got my rosemary.
It seems pretty obvious, but these are halved tomatoes stuck outside down.
Yeah, exactly. So the cut side is facing up for me right now. This is my first time putting tomatoes in this, so this is just like what I saw on the internet, and I thought it looks pretty. So
I agree.
I know that you get the problem with tomatoes, which is if you don't cut them, they turn into like little balls of molten lava, and they burn your face when you bite into them. So that was my other thought about cutting them open.
Do you want more rosemary?
I think that's looking pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we could just spread some of this.
What are you putting on? Rose.
Yeah, I got rosemary down here.
Homegrown rosemary.
Yeah, downstairs
Cool.
grows it.
Wow. Take
You
it to the
still
next
have some left?
The plant saves lives all winter.
Yeah, he pulled it in. He pulled it in from the backyard when it got cold. It's really like stringy where the new growth is, but the bottom parts are still like regular rosemary. Hopefully, when it goes back out, it'll turn back into regular rosemary.
Yeah. So he left some of this out in the hallway for us, and we're gonna leave some focaccia out in the hallway for him as payment.
Oh.
No contact handoff. This is looking good. This is looking like a work of art here. I'm gonna take a picture of it. Let's do this. I would while we're doing this, while everybody's decorating, I would also say, like, when you go to bake this, we're gonna bake it 25 to 30 minutes. So, check it at the 20-minute mark or whatever. And if it's looking to like it's getting kind of burnt on the top, you can put tinfoil over it, and that'll prevent the topping from burning, which is something I had a problem with when I did the onions last time. The onions got a little bit dark, so just put some tinfoil over it at the end and it'll be fine.
Oh, onions. I made onions. I forgot.
Yes.
Are we putting salt or pepper on this?
Oh yeah, let's put some salt on there.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Put rock salt on there.
Yeah, we got. I think we'll skip the pepper, but let's put some of this pink salt. We can actually put kosher salt on it. What do you think? Kosher salt will give it that bigger chunks when you bite into it. All right. So I would definitely recommend actually putting some salt on to give it some flavor on top. So I just got some kosher salt, but you can use whatever. Sprinkle that on. I like the kosher salt because I think it'll give it like you'll get these little bursts of salt, which would be kind of fun. A nice little crispy texture. Hit that on there. This is looking great. How's everybody else's looking?
Yeah.
Exciting.
See some smiles on there. Christian, what about you? I haven't heard from you.
I think they're baking a different bread today.
Oh,
They're just learning.
gotcha.
What are you putting on yours, Mikey?
All right. I'm going real simple. I'm going just oregano and rock salt and a bit of pepper. I'm just going real basic. So, because I haven't actually got any sun-dried tomatoes or anything fancy. So, and I was contemplating olives, but I don't know. I just want to try the basic, see how the bread stands on its own first, without adorning it too much. If it goes well, I'll try another one.
Yeah, totally. And how did it come out with the olive oil in the dough? Does it seem like it rose fine and everything?
Yeah. Initially, it was starting off slow. I was a bit worried that it wasn't going to finish, but that final proof seemed to work real well. It's definitely slippery.
Yeah,
it's slippery, and I'd say the dough, the flour I used is not super good. It was kind of crappy flour, so I didn't get as good a rise as I might have done. But it's probably enough to turn it into a reasonable focaccia.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's that actually brings up a good point that I wanted to say. Like, I mean, you don't have to make like the perfect focaccia that you would see like Mario Batali making or something like that. I think that anything that you guys make today, I think you should be really proud of. It's like just because it didn't look like perfectly like what it looks like in a magazine doesn't mean it's not going to taste awesome. So
Speak for yourself. Mine looks like a magazine.
Or if it looks beautiful and doesn't taste that good, that's fine too.
Yeah.
It's all about the Instagram post.
Exactly. Like no matter what, you're gonna have something that tastes good. I can guarantee you that. And so if you wanted, if you're like, oh, it didn't rise as much as I was hoping, you know what? You learn something for next time. So yeah, I've made enough Go ahead.
Alice and I were just talking, whereas like focaccia is not like my favorite bread, but I think that's partially because they've always been sort of corporate focaccia.
Uh-huh.
You've had like, like at a, I don't know, like a takeout deli sandwich store or something. And so I think when we make this, it's going to be just even better than I've ever had because they've always been sort of pre-made stale focaccia.
Totally. I hope so. You'll have to report back and let us know. But
Will do.
I think, one thing that we talked about last time too is the great thing about sourdough is that it's so unique to your kitchen. So like whatever you make in your kitchen with this, it's taken in the yeast from the air and all that stuff. And like no one in the world can make something that's just like that. And that's super duper cool.
Here's Alice's.
It's looking good.
I suggested putting more onion on, but that's just a personal flavoring.
Yeah, we
It
did.
was
Last time
2/3 of an onion that I cooked, and that's probably as much onion as I'm gonna handle.
That's what you got.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
When we did ours with onion, it was like you literally couldn't see the dough. It was just.
Yeah, we did. I think we did one whole yellow onion and a half of a red onion or something like that. That's what we had in the fridge. So we onioned it up big time.
Yeah.
I think this is ready to go in the fridge or in the oven. What does everybody else think?
Big question. The
Go.
recipe you sent us said to do 30 minutes total, but to flip it 180 partway through.
Yeah.
Do you recommend that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't always do that. I think my oven cooks pretty evenly, but give it a try. It definitely won't hurt.
Everything about my oven is weird, so I'm gonna see what
Yeah.
happens.
Totally. Yeah, you can't go wrong with that advice. I'll put it that way. Yeah, that recipe, that guy's website is really great. He's super duper scientific about everything though. So that's why you go there and it's like everything's detailed. He knows the temperature of his flour and he knows down to the minute what he's doing. So it can be good to learn that way, but don't feel like you have to emulate every single thing that he does. All right, this sucker's going in the oven. Let's do it.
You monster. Is it preheated?
Yeah, so my oven preheated at 450. I hope everybody else is at 450. Gonna toss that in there. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll put on a kitchen timer, 25 minutes. There we go.
We need need something we can tag this with on Instagram. I tagged you guys anyway, mine, but
Nice, cool, yeah. I mean, you could do Norcott Bakery. That's what I've been tagging.
that's what I want.
Yeah, give that a shot. Yeah, I want to see everything you came up with. So put it up on Instagram or text me or Facebook it or something. I want to see all this delicious stuff. And let me know how it tastes too.
Yeah, final products.
What else? Anybody else want to know things? Actually, I wrote down a couple things here. Oh yeah, actually, this is a good one. So Christian had asked before about putting it in the fridge to proof overnight. That's a really common thing with a lot of sourdoughs and a lot of other breads. I think I said before, it kind of really helps develop the flavor. You could do that. If you wanted to do that, you would do it right after you manage to get it all stretched to the corners. So after you get it all stretched to the corners of the big pan, plastic wrap it or cover it or whatever, stick it in the fridge overnight and you can bake it at your leisure. Just let it come up to room temperature for like a half an hour first and then bake it. And that will let you work on your schedule as well, which is cool. So you can, again, like I said before, temperature is always going to be your main lever that you can use to change the character and the timing and the rise and all that stuff. We talked about freezing it.
But Dave,
Yeah.
sorry, you wouldn't recommend that for someone who wanted to, let's say, like have an extra couple of hours to make dinner or something, right?
Yeah, that's the tricky part, right? Because you don't want, because like you need it to still rise when it's in the fridge, so you don't. I wouldn't do that for a short amount of time, like a 2-hour time, but you can play with it, right? So like you could try to put it in a cool part of your house. If you, like Eric wants to drag a couple hours out of this, you could put it in a cool part of your house, or you could try putting it in the fridge for half an hour, right? And that'll slow it down enough that maybe it'll get you the couple hours out of it. Yeah.
I have rosemary from 3 years ago. Should I not use it?
That's fine. I mean, it's not gonna go bad. It
Try.
probably won't taste very strong. But
Yeah.
Smell it, and if it still smells like rosemary, you can
Yeah.
keep using it.
that's a good point. Yeah. Use your nose.
This is my lesson of spices. They don't go bad, but if you can't smell them, you shouldn't use them.
All right.
Yeah, that's
That makes sense.
Good advice. You got any questions? Anything I missed here?
I don't think so. Let's see finished products. David and I were discussing what the next next plan after this is?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm going to keep baking every weekend. So if you guys want to join me for that, you are definitely welcome to.
This
Can
is
you do
great.
lessons in just like how to cook a sourdough boule? Because I have still not done that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
I'd like to do a real one for sure. I mean, a
Yeah.
real bull.
Okay,
Or
cool.
loaf of some shape, because I don't have anything round in my house.
That's what we were arguing about over lunch.
About if we can do it.
Well, David was like, we should do a bull next. And I was like, that's really advanced. And he's
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
that's what the people
Is
want.
That is what people want. It's, I mean, to make like a really good, really classic one, it's a lot of the same steps we did today, which is great because it builds on the same things. Like same idea, you mix it by hand, you fold, you do the stretch and folds every half hour, all that stuff. Where it can get tricky is that the shaping and the baking of it is like, I don't know, it's I think they can do it. I think
Yeah.
I have confidence.
It's like a high, I
Yeah.
wouldn't call it high stress, but like when it's time for us to get a bread in the oven, like I got my hands to catch the dough. He's got the thing to slice it. We get it in, we get the hot water. It's like this thing, but like,
yeah, you need to in order to deal with the dough, you kind of need like, I'd say like baker's hands in a way that you have to be assertive and confident, but gentle with the dough. And so,
And now you're scaring me.
yeah, exactly. So it's like you kind of, I mean, if you've made breads and stuff before, then you probably know what it's like to like move the dough and it gets stuck to your hands, and like what happens if whatever it spreads out on the table. You need to kind of just be confident with that kind of stuff, because if you're like really hesitant and you're poking at it, it's not going to work out. But whatever, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
or if you make it and you screw it up, like,
it'll still be good.
you have all the time in the world anyhow.
Yeah.
Just the flour part. Did you get only one bag of that, Mikey?
That was the only one that was left. So that was literally the last bag in Star Market. It was like,
Funny.
well, there was bread.
Meanwhile, I found yeast at the back of my cupboard, so I'm like, oh, more yeast.
Sweet. That's what I still need to get used.
Good. Cool. So yeah, I was thinking, so next weekend is Easter. I was thinking about trying to make like a sweet bread. I haven't decided what that's going to be yet. If it's going to be sourdough. We were talking about hot crossbuns. What else were we talking about?
Portuguese sweet bread.
Portuguese sweet bread, things like
You were
that.
talking about
Hey,
something else.
what about the pretzels you guys made once?
Yeah. Sourdough pretzels.
Was that
Yeah.
sourdough?
I think we did do sourdough once. Yeah.
Oh,
Jenny,
I can't bake next week. That's right.
What's that?
I can't do it next week.
Yeah, because Easter stuff.
Yeah, I have to do the Easter stuff.
I know your ovens are going to be busy. So actually, Jenny brought up a good point, which is that next weekend we could do something if you wanted. We could do something really quick and easy, like popovers. Those are good. They take 5 minutes to make.
Sourdough popovers?
Sourdough popovers. 5 minutes to make, 15 minutes to bake, and they come out. They taste awesome.
In a muffin tin, so
in-
it's okay if you don't have a pop over.
In a muffin tin, that's what you need. So basically, all you need is like egg, milk, sourdough starter, probably like salt and maybe flour, and a muffin tin, and that's it. So if you guys are interested in that, we could do that next weekend, because I know a lot of people will be busy with doing other stuff. So that's a good breakfast. And then the following weekend, we could try doing a sourdough boule if you're up for it.
Yeah, you could send a survey or whatever.
Yeah.
Just decide.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, and also, tell your friends, bring friends, whatever. I like having everybody on here. I think that, is everybody's bread in the oven?
Not quite. There's my buzzer. I'm good to go.
I was gonna say, what was that? Dolores, is yours in, or you still have?
No, it's in.
Okay,
Cool.
nice.
Mine just went.
Good. Yeah, so I think that we got still 20 minutes. I think I can let you guys go, and then we'll be here. I mean, I'll turn on Zoom for when we pull it out of the oven. If anybody wants to pop back on and show off their goods, you can do that. If not, if you just want to devour it, that's fine too. But we'll be here. So
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Dave.
everybody,
All right. Bon
talk to you
appetit.
soon.
See you later.
Thanks, everyone.
Mhm.